Well, hello and welcome to the All Things Leeds Podcast, or the ATL Podcast. It's the first episode of 2019 as well, which is just absolutely ridiculous. We're 23 days in, so we're sorry that we haven't returned sooner, but we are back now. We are back now, so I hope you're all okay. I hope you're all having a fantastic 2019 so far. If you haven't heard my voice already, I am Ed, founder and creator of All Things Leeds, and for these podcasts I am joined by my good friend and lifelong Leeds United fan, Charles Foster. How are you, Charles?
I'm doing great, Ed. Glad to be back.
Yep, yeah. Good start to 2019. I say start, 23 days in.
Yeah, I've had a great 2019 so far. Hope it keeps going the way it is.
Aye, great stuff. Well, in this episode, we will be discussing Leeds United's 2-1 loss away at Stoke City last Saturday. Quite a few talking points to go over in that game. We'll also be discussing Spygate and the fact that these 11 clubs have written to the EFL asking them to investigate thoroughly. Then we'll be discussing the U23s game last Monday that saw them beat Southampton 3-2 over in Tadcaster. We'll look at the players who are coming back from injuries as well, and we'll also look at the recent transfer stories, give our thoughts on Casilla signing, finishing off by looking ahead to Leeds' game on Saturday where they play Rotherham United away from home. Please do stay with us. Well, before we get into the Leeds United chat, I want to send out well wishes to the friends and family of Emiliano Sala, the Argentinian striker, who was going to join Cardiff for £80 million. It was going to be a record transfer fee, but when he was flying across to Cardiff, his plane disappeared, unfortunately, and we don't know the ins and outs of the story, but we just want to send well wishes to his family and friends at this difficult time. We'll get into the Leeds United chat, so we'll start this podcast on a down, really, recapping Leeds' loss at Stoke. After such a great performance and win against Derby County the week before, the Friday before, I mean, fantastic performance there.
Great performance. Great game, great atmosphere, just a great day out, really. Yeah,
and you just kind of wonder what happened, really, because Stoke, we basically just didn't turn up, did we? We didn't turn up. We were really poor in the game. You know, I felt first half nothing much really happened. I felt as though we were struggling with their two strikers and the pace of those two strikers, but I mean, Stoke, they definitely looked the most threatening. Of course, in the second half, they did go 1-0 ahead early on. Sam Clucas, 48th minute goal. You've got to say, though, here, Forshaw and Click, like, well, what the hell are you guys doing?
Yeah, I know you reckon they're both at fault, but I've got to lay that one at the feet of Click, because when Forshaw heads it, it still goes to a Leeds player. When Click heads it, it goes immediately to Sam Clucas in a goal-scoring position. What he needs to do is not head it all and hit it as hard as he can up the field.
Yeah,
but he doesn't do that. If you're going to do a defensive header, you can't just head it up in the air. That's it, leave it in the danger zone, especially when you've got such a tall team like Stoke. Yeah. I think Clucas was the shortest player in their team, and I think he's only like 5'10", so he's not short.
Yeah,
maybe a phobia, he might be shorter, but I don't know. Their team's enormous. You don't want to be launching high balls anywhere, and especially not in your own 18-yard box. So I think that was just another mistake. We keep making these mistakes, and it's frustrating.
Yeah, we kind of need the players back. When Phillips is back, watchers, we won't make that many mistakes. But, you know, you say Click, but Forshaw as well, his header was just nothing really, just went straight to Click. Just get rid of it. Just get rid of the ball.
Well, yeah, it wasn't any kind of special move from Stoke. They just blasted the ball into our box on the wing, and we didn't deal with it.
Yeah.
And you've got to be... If there's one thing you've got to deal with as defenders in the Championship, it's balls coming in from the wings into the box. That happens every game, at least 15, 20 times a game.
Yeah. I mean, good finish from Sam Clucas, though. Really good finish from him. Driving it into that bottom right-hand corner. But then, after they went ahead, Stoke just sat back, really, let us get at them. I didn't really understand why we were always crossing the ball into the box, though. Because, you know, Ryan Shaw, cross, Ashley Williams, you're not going to beat them to headers. I know Rufus scored a few headers this season, but you're not going to beat those two defenders to headers, are you?
No, you're not. To be fair, I thought they sat deep from the start of the game. I think they used what I would call the whole blueprint, which is turn up against Leeds, sit with two banks of four, sit very deep, and don't allow us through, force us out wide, win the ball back from crosses coming in, and counter-attack. And it worked perfectly. It worked for Hull, it worked for Stoke, and I wouldn't be surprised if Rotherham tried the same thing.
I mean, yeah, they probably will. But I mean, like I say, why we were crossing the ball, I don't know. The reason why we beat Stoke previously was, we played the ball. You look at the goals, we played the ball across the floor.
Yeah, through the channels. That's how we beat them. Fast pace through the channels, beating Ryan Shaw across the pace, which is easy. It's like
and a big defender. I mean, those two had really good games this game, but the big defenders, they're going to struggle being able to turn quickly and chase someone who's got pace like Kemar Roof does. Kemar Roof's like 5'7" or something. He's not going to win headers.
To be honest, I didn't think we were far enough forward the whole game. I thought we were sat too deep. So whenever Alioski or Clark or Click got the ball up the field, the rest of the team was 15, 20 yards behind him, and it slowed the whole attack down to the point where Stoke regrouped and there was no way through.
Yeah,
we were sat too deep the whole game. For some reason, we came up. We weren't defensive because we're never defensive when we play with this team, but we were more defensive than I've seen us in recent games. And if you're defensive and play Bielsa's style of football, you're not going to achieve anything because you're not going to score, and you are going to get picked off on the counter attack because we never sit deep enough to play that kind of football.
Yeah.
So
that's why I felt we struggled with their two attackers, because every time they launch balls forward to try and get it to those pacey forwards, I always notice like Pontus and Cooper, they're like midway in our half. Like, get to the halfway line and we're attacking. Get to the halfway line, push up, and
win the second balls.
Yeah. It was shocking. Then on the 68th minute, big penalty shout here. I thought it was done on replays. It looked as though it was outside the box, but my grief is that not even a foul was given here. It's a back challenge, a horrible challenge, and it's a foul. And if it's in the box and it should have been a penalty and it's not given, and it's cost us the game.
I saw, from what I saw, I was watching it on the stream, and I thought it was a penalty initially, but it was definitely a foul. At minimum, it was a foul and a yellow card.
Yeah.
Challenge from behind, he's taking his legs, no hope of winning the ball, and it's just not given.
Yeah.
And I think the referees assumed it's a dive because of the positioning of the foul, but it's not. He's just been wiped out.
Yeah, the referee was shocking. He don't give a foul here, then he gives a foul for I forget what player it was, but they were in their corner, and he jumped up and dived like an absolute salmon. And he gave a free kick for it, even though we didn't.
That was more annoying to me because from the angle the stream was at, the linesman, who was 5 yards away, gives the foul as well.
Yeah,
and the linesman can see much closer than the referee. He's just jumped in the air.
Yeah, he's jumped in the air. If you're fouled, you're not going to jump in the air and then dive onto the floor. You're going to go straight to the floor.
Alioski was pressuring him into the corner, and Tyler Roberts came charging in. And because Tyler Roberts was running quite fast, the referee's given the foul because he's assumed he just ran into him.
Yeah.
Whereas he doesn't actually touch him at all. He guards him even further into the corner, and the guy just dives over to win a foul.
It's ridiculous. The officiating is just appalling. The referee, Gavin Ward, he made a fool of himself, especially when it came to Pontus' second yellow as well. I mean, I was looking at replays, I was like, what is this for?
The first yellow shouldn't have been given for me either. But
I mean, it was Pontus' fault, really, just screaming in the ref's face. He first of all does the bad challenge. He wasn't going to get booked for that. And then he went to the referee and just started screaming in his face, which is an unnecessary yellow card.
That's a disciplinary issue, and that needs to be sorted out. But the fact is that the Stoke players were shouting at the referee the whole game as well. Afobe was shouting. I saw Shawcross shouting at the referee. Charlie Adams screamed in the referee's face. None of them were carded.
Yeah.
The official stats of the game showed Stoke had fouled more players than Leeds, but Leeds had double the number of yellow cards.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make any sense.
Come on. I mean, Pontus' second yellow as well. So he's running with Afobe to try and get the ball. Pontus falls over. I don't know what he's meant to do. He's literally fallen over. Now, he knocks Afobe off balance a bit, but he still stays on his feet.
Not significantly. It don't affect his run because he's still running. He still gets the touch on the ball.
Still gets to the ball. Peacock Fowl comes out quickly to get the ball. I thought he did well there. Afobe was wanting a penalty there. And then the referee blows a whistle, and I'm thinking, all right, he's giving a foul for Bailey Peacock Fowl coming out and clipping Afobe, but he pulls it back. Gives Pontus a second yellow and a red card, and I was looking at it thinking, what is he giving this for? The only thing that I could think of he's giving it because Pontus, he felt as though Pontus has fallen down and purposely clipped Afobe to try to get him off balance, but he hasn't.
The referee gave it for handball because I think the referee thought as Pontus was falling, he punched the ball towards Peacock Farrell, which the angle I watched it was from behind, so you can't really see that.
Yeah.
But Stoke fans are insisting, obviously they would, but they're insisting that Pontus handled the ball, but the ball didn't fly, for me, didn't roll away from Afobe fast enough to suggest that Pontus had punched it.
Yeah.
It P-rolls away. Afobe gets too heavy a touch on it. He just touches it too hard towards Bailey Peacock-Farrell.
Yeah.
It, to his credit, runs out fast enough and collects it and doesn't clip Afobe at all. And then Afobe stands up, doesn't have a go at the referee for the Pontus challenge, has a go at the referee for not giving a penalty for Bailey Peacock-Farrell collecting the ball.
But I don't think Afobe had any idea what Pontus had done either.
I think he thought he just fell over.
Yeah, he did just fall over. He didn't purposely handball it. When he's falling over, his hands are literally like under his chest as well, like tucked in. But it's like, if you're falling over, where else are you going to put your hands? You're going to put your hands forward so you don't face plant and hurt yourself even more. You know, if you just fall flat on your face, that's going to really, hurt. Maybe do some damage, like broken nose or whatever. But where's he meant to put his hands? I mean, is he meant to disappear after he's fallen over? It was just absolutely bizarre for me.
Referee's just seen a golden opportunity to ruin that game and also leave us disadvantaged for Rotherham on the weekend.
Yeah, because now we don't have Pontus chance and he's suspended for one game.
Yeah, exactly. So both games have been affected.
Yeah, both games have been affected. I mean, people saying it affected our chances of getting an equaliser. I don't think it would have made a difference. I think we were playing so poor we were going to lose anyway. But the second yellow and red card, ridiculous. Gavin Ward, referee, was shocking.
Fool.
And and second yellow shouldn't be given, should be a red. We should have Pontus for the Rotherham game, but now we don't. So we're a bit stuck.
You can't appeal second yellow reds either. Yeah, only straight reds,
which is stupid. I don't see why you can't.
You can't appeal yellow cards in general.
Yeah, it's stupid really. But now Bielsa's got a few selection headaches for Rotherham, which is nice, and we're going into it thinking, all right, we haven't got Pontus for the first time in ages, and he's been playing his best football. What on earth is going to happen?
On the bright side, he's only missing one game.
Yeah, that is a bonus. He's not missing 3, which if he was missing 3, he'd missed the Norwich game and the Middlesbrough away game, I believe.
Which would be very, very bad.
Yeah, that would be bad. But that's that. Stoke, they go on to seal the win and end the game on the 88th minute. I mean, defensive mistake here. I feel we let Klukas on the left hand side go down too easily. He crosses it in. Joe Allen, Forshaw's in the middle. Why isn't he marking him? It's like just defensive awareness there. But Joe Allen comes in and taps it in. It's 2-0, game over really. But my only grief is that Joe Allen scored against us. Joe Allen,
he's good. He's good at this level, to be fair.
Yeah, he's good in his day. The Welsh shavvy. I remember a video a few years ago when he was playing for Liverpool.
I'm still amazed that Liverpool signed him. He was never good enough to play for Liverpool.
No, never. But he was good enough to play for Liverpool back when they had that squad. Now Liverpool,
because that squad was appalling.
Yeah, like Jay Spearing, who's playing for Blackpool in League One right now.
God.
Yeah, it's awful. But yeah, they seal the win really. We do get a consolation though, 94th minute. I mean 94th and half minute, no 4 minutes of added time. We score after added time has finished. Came from a corner. Alioski, good finish to be fair. Left foot straight into that bottom right corner. Really good finish. Too little, too late though. It's a shame that it wasn't 5 minutes earlier.
Yeah, could have done with that point.
Yeah, definitely. But we continued scoring away games, which I guess is a bonus. We continue that streak.
But it helps the goal difference as well, which will come in handy. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm never going to be against the scoring consolations because they help. But
yeah, definitely. And Alioski had to his tally for the season as well. And, a bit of sad. First of all, I do want to apologise for not putting a match report up on my YouTube channel for this game. I was just really suffering with a cold. My voice was hurting. I could barely speak. So that's why there were no match report. But
excuses.
but you've got it in this podcast, so there you go. But do you feel as though, I feel as there's a bit of sarcasm in this question that I wrote down, but do you feel as though not being able to spy on Stoke City the day before, put us at a big disadvantage for us on our preparations?
No, I don't think that. And I think if you think that, then you're a bit of an idiot. But not you personally, but anyone who thinks that is a bit of an idiot, because people have overestimated the value of the information that Bielsa gets from these things. Yeah. He doesn't send these people out because he's done no preparation beforehand and it's kind of the last minute cheat codes. He sends them out. He literally said, I send these people out to confirm what I already know.
Yeah.
It's not
and because he's just like addicted to it. I mean, we'll get onto his press conference, but let's move on to Spygate properly. So,
brilliant!
Yeah, I mean, I don't like talking about it, but the story just keeps on going. There's still headlines today, this morning, saying Leeds United.
It won't finish until the FA and EFL punish us, which they will because they're bottle jobs.
But they can't punish us because we didn't break anything. All right, we'll get into it. So lay down the basis of the story. So what happened the day of the Derby County game? Reports come out that there was a guy spotted that was outside the Derby County training ground the day before, spying essentially on the Derby County training. I mean, it wasn't. It was on public land, but anyway, and he was out in the open on public land.
No.
Please find him. He's not spying.
Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story.
But yes, all them reports come out. And we got beat Derby County 2-0, absolutely thrash them, dominate from start to finish. And people are like, it's blowing Spygate way out of proportion and all this spying nonsense. And it's what people, instead of talking about our amazing performance, which was just really annoyed me, really, people rather talk about us sending someone to go spy on a training session, which just really annoyed me. I mean, Charles, what do you make of it all, first of all?
I think it is the most minor thing that has been blown out of proportion because, firstly, it's a foreign manager, which people don't like. Secondly, it's Leeds, which people don't like. And thirdly, it offends the kind of English footballing arrogance that shouldn't exist anymore for obvious reasons. Everyone kind of thinks, we're the guardians of the game, we invented it, we maintain the best standards of fair play, none of which is true.
I mean, the reason this has been blown way out of proportion is, one, because it's Leeds, and two, because it's Bielsa. But I mean, going on to the actual thing, we did nothing wrong. We broke no rules. There's no rules against it. We did nothing illegal. Now, if the guy had actually gone into the training complex and started watching them, then there's a problem there because he's trespassed. But he didn't. He's on public land, just watching what's happening in front of him. And so he happens to work for Leeds, and he happens to have been sent down by Bielsa. He's on public land just watching a training session, which you can easily see. Fans stand there, I'm sure, all the time to watch it. We did nothing illegal.
Frankly, I've seen a Google Images picture from the road where you can see inside Derby's training ground from a public footpath. Frankly, if you can see someone's training from a public footpath, they deserve to have their training methods observed.
Yeah, definitely.
If you can't be bothered building a decent enough fence or making it so plants obscure the entire edge of the training ground, then it's your own fault.
Yeah.
It's your chairman's responsibility to pay for a training ground that cannot be seen by other people.
Yeah.
Because it's not the responsibility of other people to ignore that weakness.
Yeah, we've taken advantage and just taking advantage of the fact that you can easily see it. And if Derby County don't want to be spied on, build a wall around it.
Build a better fence. Build a wall.
Build a wall. Plant a load of trees around it. I don't care. If you don't want to be spied on, make it so it's hard to see.
As Bielsa put it, it's a legal advantage that he took.
And there's nothing to investigate because Bielsa's just admitted to it, like just straight out.
Doesn't care.
Just said, I did it. I spied on everyone. I've spied on absolutely everyone. I'll take whatever's coming to me. And also, the police put a picture of the actual guy who was spying, put a picture on Twitter. So they've blown the investigation way out of the water there.
Derbyshire police bigging up Derby. Yeah. What a surprise.
But I mean, so going on to the Bielsa press conference, he calls an emergency press conference. We're all, first of all, absolutely pooing ourselves.
Bricking it.
Yeah, thinking...
He's going to resign.
I mean, there was a lot of reports as well. There was this guy who works for the One Football app, and he tweeted, we've just heard that Bielsa's going to resign, set to resign as Leeds manager, and we're all bricking it. But then, to that tweet, Pontus replied, is it 1st of April in your office or something? Basically saying it's a joke and calming everyone down half an hour before this press conference was set to take place. It takes place a little later though, and Bielsa comes out, first of all says, what I did was not illegal, did nothing wrong, broke no rules, I spied on every team, I'll just take whatever's coming at me. Basically saying, I've done nothing wrong, but if you want to punish me, please do, and let's just try and move on. I
think the aim of that was to get the kind of investigation over quickly, and so I think Bielsa's trying to say you can punish me, but not the club because I've done this, not the club.
Yeah.
I don't think I think he would rather get a fine or a touchline ban or something like that.
Yeah.
But the last thing he wants is the club be punished for something that isn't really a necessary part of his preparation.
Yeah, and the fans be punished, and that's the best thing he could have done, just come out and admit it straight away. Instead, he wanted to make the investigation easier for the EFL. And then he pulls up this massive PowerPoint, and we're all following it on Twitter because Phil Hay and Adam Pope are all putting pictures up, which is just absolutely fascinating. So he pulls up this computer, and he's showing us all this stuff, all this insight from Derby County. I think it's like 300 hours of work. It's like 4 hours a game, and he searched about, he looked at like 51 games from Derby County from like last season and this season. A ridiculous amount of work. And he's asking journalists, all right, pick a number, pick a game, pulls up Chelsea Derby County, that 3-2 victory last season in the Cup, I believe. Looks at all that. He's got the team lineups, subs, the different formations used in the game. He's got percentage of how many times the number 10's played on the left and how many times number 10's played on the right in a certain formation. A ridiculous amount of work and preparation. Basically saying, I don't need a spy to know all this, and I already know this information, so I can easily go win without spying. Basically saying, it doesn't give him an unfair advantage. But I mean, this was incredible. This was an incredible insight.
Yeah, it was nice to see, kind of a bit behind the curtain, so to speak, with regards to how Bielsa functions day to day in the club and what he does when Leeds are preparing for a game.
Yeah,
it's nice to see that. Although it did quite annoy me, like days afterwards, where people were saying, "Oh yeah, but every club does analysis." I don't think they do that much analysis. I can't remember his name. It was some clown on TalkSport who hadn't worked for 3 years in management, but when he was working there I think it was at Luton he worked or something like that, or even lower than that. I think it was definitely League One level or below. And he was saying, "Oh yeah, 2 students and a laptop could accomplish this." No, they couldn't.
No.
Bielsa has 20 analysts who were trained and experienced, along with him and presumably some of his touchline staff, do about 300 hours of research on pointless things. Your 2 students and a laptop could not accomplish that.
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret that every manager does preparation, but I don't think he goes to this much preparation. Bielsa, 300 hours of work, 4 hours on each game, 51 games, and he gets like 45 minutes clips of just their attack alone, so he can watch and see what happens, see how the corners, how someone's putting 2 hands up, and what that signals to their team, which is just incredible. And I've never really thought of that, to be honest. And then he splits it down into like 7-8 minute clips for the players to watch as well, because they have shorter attention spans, which to do you'd reckon 20-odd-year-olds don't won't sit through 45 minutes of another football team attacking. But
well, I'd expect them to. They're on a lot of money.
Really?
I'd watch a 45-minute video if I was on 20 grand a week.
Yeah, well, I mean, he shortens it down, an insane amount of work, and great insight for us fans. I think Lampard came out and said, after the Southampton game in the FA Cup, came out and said in his press conference, first of all, he said, "Oh, let me just pull up the presentation, guys," pretty much mocking Bielsa, and then he's saying, "We all do preparation, but you don't do that much preparation." Bielsa is a one of a kind. He's a workaholic. He's addicted to football. He maybe does a bit too much work, but that's not me complaining. I'd love him to continue doing this because it's obviously working.
I so hope Derby fall out of the playoffs now. I really do.
Yeah, they are in playoffs.
6th place, I think.
Yeah. I hope they fall out as well. I mean, they're a good team playing some decent football, but...
I don't like Frank, and I don't like the fans, so...
hate him now. Hate the fans. Hate Frank Lampard for blowing this way out of proportion.
Although the fans got really annoyed when we started singing All Spies Out Way at the game, which was funny.
That was funny. I was laughing. Then a load of pundits as well, these so-called, like, football experts. I'm doing that in inverted speech marks, but...
There was a lot of pundits that were like, the pundits who used to be really good players all thought, well, fair enough, it's just taking advantage. And all the pundits who were all average players who had average
really
careers,
average managers,
like Jermaine Genius, who spent 3/4 of his career holding his leg on the sideline, or
at Spurs.
Yeah,
like, what? Come on, he didn't even play for Spurs, and he had such an awful team back then.
He retired when he was like 30 because his knees couldn't take anymore. Not that I'm saying that he should be judged for that, but he did have a great career. And even the likes of Paul Merson, who comes out with some stupid stuff.
No, Paul Merson didn't complain. He
that's what I'm saying. Even him, who comes out with some some stupid stuff. He even said, fair enough, it's a legal advantage. They took advantage of it.
Yeah, and he said, if EFL are going to punish us, just give Bielsa a fine. Don't punish the fans, which I like hearing. Now Paul Merson's my favourite Sky Sports pundit.
I don't think Gary Lineker. I don't think he was bothered either.
Yeah, Gary Lineker on Twitter just wasn't bothered. I think he tweeted, "I spy a team bound for Premier League" or something.
Yeah.
So he all these fantastic players who were great. They're not bothered. But then, who was it on Stuart Pearce? I think
Stuart Pearce. He was a decent player, to be fair.
Yeah,
but he
on the debate,
stupid opinion.
On the debate, he comes out and says, "I'd reverse the scoreline." What? One, that's never happened. Two, that is never gonna happen. What a ludicrous comment! Now,
the backlash from that happening would be absolutely enormous as well. The Leeds wouldn't stand for it.
But
the club, the fans wouldn't stand for it whatsoever.
Can you do that though? Can you reverse a scoreline?
No, there's no precedent for it.
It's never happened, and it's never gonna happen. It was the most bizarre thing I've heard in my life. Stuart Pearce, a pundit, meant to be a football expert. It was a good player, but I mean, coming out with I'd reverse the scoreline, just absolute waffle. just absolute
just stupid,
ridiculous,
stupid
really.
Opinions, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Andy Cole, he although he played for a team that shall not be mentioned. He came out with an opinion. He just thought it was funny. He respected the fact that Bielsa just immediately admitted to it,
and he was saying, when he's going to European games, Europa League finals or whatever, Champions League finals, and you get to train in the stadium the night before, and he was saying you won't practice set pieces because you know that someone's going to be watching.
Yeah,
your set pieces like your most vital. When you stick two hands in the air on a corner, you don't want people to know what's going to happen. So you won't practice set pieces. You just practice a few drills, few passing drills, stuff like that in the stadium before, because he knows He's saying it's a given that people are going to watch it, and it is really.
Yeah, well, it is. If you can be viewed by another person, that person might be from another club. You have to assume they are.
And you do all you want to get. You do as much as you can to get a win, and if that goes down to spying, whatever. But Derby, they then complained to the EFL, and they opened investigations. Nothing to investigate.
Did you notice they only complained to the EFL after we beat them, not before the game?
Yeah.
They hadn't complained until after they lost the game.
They complained about a week after as well.
Yeah.
But then VFL have opened investigations. Nothing to investigate. Bielsa's admitted to all of it. Plus, we did nothing illegal. There's literally nothing to investigate.
It's not in the EFL's interest. It's not in those 11 clubs' interest. It's not in the rest of the league's interest that the EFL resolve this quickly. It's in Leeds' interest that this is resolved quickly.
Yeah.
That's why it won't be resolved quickly.
Yeah, we want it to resolve quickly so we can just forget about it and carry on. And then 11 Champions League clubs, they have wrote to the EFL to tell them to investigate thoroughly, really. Nottingham Forest, Millwall, Norwich, Middlesbrough, Blackburn. The Bristol City owner, he came out and said he wants a points deduction.
Even though he's on the EFL board.
Yeah.
That's such a massive conflict of interest, it's not even funny.
No, it's awful.
The thing is, though, that has been blown a little bit out of proportion because Phil Hayes reported the fact that these clubs haven't asked for a points deduction, with the exception of Bristol City. They haven't asked. They're merely asking to investigate whether or not the Bielsa's broken into their grounds.
Yeah.
Because if they are broken in, then they want a punishment. But if that's all they've asked for. I think it has been a bit misinterpreted by Leeds fans, and there's a lot more animosity towards Norwich now, and this Norwich game has been built up a bit more because of this. Even though it's already a massive game, it's been built up a bit more because of this. But it's not actually true. They haven't actually asked for us to be docked points. They've asked for us just for the EFL to
investigate more thoroughly.
Be sure that Bielsa hasn't ordered people to break into people's training. And I wouldn't agree with him ordering people to break into people's training grounds, because I wouldn't want someone to break into Thorpe Arch.
I mean, if they'd done that, as Lampard said, come out with like wire cutters and pliers and whatever, and broke his way in, then there's a problem there. But he hasn't done that on public land. Is there punishment coming, though? Do you think there's going to be a points deduction?
There won't be a points deduction. I'd be absolutely amazed if there was a points deduction. Yeah. And even if there is, it won't last, because Leeds' lawyers and the 49ers lawyers that we've clearly got in the back. People forget about that. American football teams have got immense sport lawyers. They will rip the AFL to shreds. But that won't happen. I expect a punishment. I expect Bielsa to get a personal fine. I think.
Because you look back at a few years ago, I think it was Cardiff they were playing against Crystal Palace. It was a really big game for battle to survive in the Premier League, and I think it was Cardiff that got hold of Crystal Palace's starting 11, or it could be the other way around. I'm not sure, but they got starting 11.
No, Palace. Palace who got Cardiff starting 11.
Yeah,
and Palace got a 30 grand fine.
Yeah, they just got a fine. So either fine just the club, fine Bielsa, give him a touchline ban, whatever. I don't think there's going to be a points deduction. I say that confidently. There's not going to be a points deduction because we've done absolutely nothing wrong. But that's enough about Spygate. I don't want to continue talking about that. Let's go to the Leeds United U23s. Of course, they played Monday night. They played against Southampton U23s, of course, in the Premier League Cup, whatever that means, at the I2I Stadium in Tadcaster. Pretty started Leeds United U23 side, to be fair. Gaetano Berardi played, Apple Helm, Tom Pearce, Izzy Brown, the new signing Kiko Casilla all started. Tyler Roberts and Shackleton on the bench. First, though, you got to say, what a crowd. What a Leeds United following. 2,894 in attendance, breaking the previous record at that stadium, which was also set by Leeds United, which was for pre-season friendly to fan of 16. There were 1,312 fans that went to that. So, I mean, just incredible sport. Cold Monday night, we'll go up to Doncaster to watch the U23s.
Well, Tadcaster.
Oh yeah, Tadcaster.
He said Donny. They struggle to watch the other 23s from Donny. No, but it's great because the thing is, Tadcaster fans will like Leeds fans a lot more now because having almost 3,000 fans in your stadium, in a stadium that only normally gets just under 1,000, you'll make a lot more money. There'll be people buying food there, people buying hot drinks there. The football club will have made a lot of money, and I imagine they'll want more under-23s games down there, but obviously it'll only be cup games down there because they've got to play all the home games at Thorpe Arch and all their away games, obviously.
Well, they don't have to play them. I mean, I remember they played at Nevermore Park a few times.
Is there no rule for that? Do you have to...
I'm not sure.
Don't want to break any more rules, do we?
No, we don't want to break any more rules.
I say any rules in the first place.
I'm not sure, but I mean, just unbelievable sport.
Yeah, well, it's brilliant. It's nice. I think the Casilla playing had a lot of impact on the size of the crowd.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it's great to see Leeds fans coming out in force to support the youth teams. I imagine the players will really appreciate it. They'll feel like fans care about what they're doing, their games, and watching their development, and they'll feel much more part of the club.
Yeah.
And feel like that everyone wants them to progress, which everyone does. But it's nice to be. It's one thing to hear that the fans are supporting you, and there's one thing for people to actually turn up in their numbers and watch you play. For a game that matters, because it's a cup game. It does matter. They've got a chance to win a trophy here. I mean, obviously, I think the under-18s won the league last year.
Yeah.
The under-23s, I think, finished about 4th or 5th. So if they could win a trophy, I imagine they'd be delighted with that, and they'd be even more delighted if fans are watching them do it.
Yeah, I think the top of the league as well in whatever league they're playing, the under-23s.
I think it's the PL2, the Premier League 2. I think. Don't quote me on that because I'm not entirely certain.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue. But I mean, yeah, unbelievable sport, and it's like, yeah, it's ridiculous, really. For U23s match, I guarantee no other Championship club will have that kind of support for their U23s.
No.
Maybe not in Premier League. Maybe in Man City they'll have support for U23s like that. But yeah, incredible. Now it's going to be impossible to go to U23s games now, isn't it? Going to need to build up your loyalty for U23s tickets now.
If I had the spare time, I would go to a few more. I would go to a few under-23 games because it would be interesting to see if you could spot anyone who might break through. I think we've got, obviously, at the moment, we've got a great crop of lads who are coming through in the numbers at the moment, because the last few days, I think Alfie McCalmont signed a professional contract with the club, and a few other players are skipping my memory right now, signed a contract with the club, so that the club clearly have a vision that they want to. The under-23s isn't for them just a place to let youth talent kind of waste away. We do want to progress people and make decent players that we don't have to pay huge sums of money for.
Yeah, and we want to keep on doing what we've done for decades and decades. Just continue to produce really, really good youngsters.
We do have. I reckon we do have probably a top 5 academy in this country for producing first-team players.
We do. I mean, we're up there with Southampton. They produce quite a lot of good academy graduates. Manchester City as well. But yeah, real good. But a lot of first teamers did play all right. Good to see Berardi back. Of course, he did get injured though.
A bit annoying that.
Yeah, now he's going to be out until mid-February, which is just really annoying. I'm fed up of just having half the squad out.
Well, to be fair, the club did say that his original comeback time was mid-February, so he's really just going to be back when he was expected to be back.
Yeah. Izzy Brown, though, he's not far off now. I think Bielsa said in his press conference as well. You'd imagine him that he'll start making a few appearances off the bench.
No, they said he needs. He's already had one, but he needed 6 under-23s games to get back up to speed.
He didn't say 6 under-23s games. I thought he just said 6 games.
Yeah, but that kind of implies that he won't play 6 first-team games to get up to speed. He'll probably play 6 under-23s games to get up to speed, and then I imagine he'll go. If not straight into the lineup, he'll definitely be a regular fixture on the bench.
Yeah. I mean, it would definitely good to have Izzy Brown back soon. Definitely need that kind of player to bring off the bench and make a big impact. Because going back to the Stoke game, you're looking at the bench, it's like, Tyler Roberts for your only recognised senior player on the bench. It's like, who are you going to bring off to make a big impact? So just
shows how many injuries we've got at the moment.
Yeah, and hold on, I'm trying to pull up this tweet. LUFC Lewis, another YouTuber, he tweeted something the other day. So he's tweeted, when everyone's available, this is what we're looking at starting 11. So he put starting 11, Kiko Casilla, Bobby Douglas, Liam Cooper, Pontus Janssen, Ayling, Phillips, Hernandez, Click, Brown, Clark, Roof. I'd probably imagine Alioski stays in there and Brown goes to the bench. Never bench, Peacock Fowle, Berardi, Forshaw, Alioski, Harrison, Roberts, Bamford. Just
much better bench.
Yeah, a much better bench, much better starting 11, just fantastic, really. And yeah,
not that I'm having a go at the lads on the bench, because they do come on, and it's nice to see them make their debuts, and occasionally do play quite well.
Yeah,
and like Shackleton always plays quite well when he comes on.
Jack
Clark plays a very good player, plays well when he comes on, or when he starts.
Mm-hmm.
But you do like to see your marquee signing, Patrick Bamford, or a bit exciting loanee like Izzy Brown, or one of your regular experienced defenders in this league like Gaetano Berardi. You want to see them at least featuring on the bench, if not in the starting lineup.
Yeah. But I mean, what a lineup that would be when everyone's back, and I can't wait till everyone's back and we can see a bench with the likes of Bamford.
I am honestly predicting the fact that we will finish this season not having everyone fit.
Yeah,
I think we will. I honestly think we will.
Didn't even start the season with fully fit squad. Forshaw was out, so we hadn't had a fully fit squad all season, and Izzy Brown as well at the start of the season. But hopefully everyone comes back soon. Hopefully by the end of February we will have our full squad back, and that could be amazing. We can look forward to that. Kiko Casilla as well, though. He started our signing from Real Madrid, who we'll get on to. But yeah, signing from Real Madrid, I imagine that's why a lot of people turned up, because I heard that Kiko Casilla were going to start and play. I mean, imagine that, coming from Real Madrid and then playing Tadcaster on a cold Monday night for the Leeds United U23s.
Yeah. It's a proper Bielsa move, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a 3-time Champions League winner and drop him into the under-23s. But it's just to get him. He hasn't played much football for Real Madrid, much, and he needs to get that feeling of being in the regular rigour of the game again. And if because he signed in between 2 games, it's a great opportunity to get him kind of up to speed about playing Yorkshire winter, which is hard.
Yeah.
Playing against players that go in for hard challenges, which they don't necessarily do in Spain.
Yeah.
And jump into goalkeepers, which does happen in this country. But he needs to get up to speed with how we play in this country. So, not to sound too Brexit means Brexit, but
I tell you what, Kiko Casilla will be thinking, why did I ever join Leeds? Because he's playing on a Monday night in Tadcaster for the Leeds United U23s. He'd probably be starting at Real Madrid right now, because they've got Courtois, Keylor Navas.
Yeah.
They've got all the goalkeepers injured apart from this 19-year-old called Zidane, who's made barely any appearances. So he'd be thinking, I'd be starting for Real Madrid right now. But I mean, hopefully he does well. He did play well on Monday night. Every time he came out for ball, he punched it out. The goals that he conceded, you can't blame him for, blame the defenders for not being able to keep him not taking a shot. Yeah, he did alright, and you'd expect him to be in the first team soon, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would expect him to be in the first team against Norwich. I would be surprised if he wasn't in the first team against Norwich.
Yeah, I don't know about Rotherham, but definitely Norwich, you'd expect him in the first team, and it'd be good, because Peacock Fowle, it's definitely signing that we needed. Peacock Fowle was the only senior goalkeeper, but yeah, he's not good enough for me, Peacock Fowle, for us getting promoted. So Kiko Casilla, sooner he's in, the better. Under-23s, though, they did good altogether, though. Of course, they went 1-0 up, then went 2-1 down. You pretty angry about Leeds United going 2-1 down, weren't you?
I wouldn't say angry. I wasn't punching walls at that. I was disappointed the fact that we went 1-0 up and we couldn't manage to hang on to it. And it didn't sound like the goals we conceded. I know you said they were good finishes, but the build up to the goals sounds like something we could have avoided.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming the players, because the point of the under-23s Cup and League is to get people experienced in how to prevent goal scoring opportunities arising. But yeah, the build up was a bit. It wasn't exciting or complex enough. The fact that we couldn't have dealt with it, we could have dealt with it. But having said that, we won the game anyway, so I'm not frustrated by that.
Yeah, so we're 2-1 down, go on to win 3-2. Edmondson with the winner. Wonder what's happened to Edmondson. He started back end of last season, so hopefully he gets a stint in the first team.
I don't think it's his fault. I think it's just because we have quite a few striking options at the moment, because we've got, once everyone's fit, we'll have Bamford, Roberts. Yeah, he's not going to want to be fourth choice, is he?
No.
And he's not going to be fourth choice because we're not going to have two strikers on the bench, most likely.
Well, send him out on loan, let him improve. He's definitely got something there. It definitely was really good last season.
Yeah, if extending him off to a kind of a lower down League One club, like Paddy O'Connor's gone to.
He was at Blackpool.
He's at Bradford now, isn't he?
He got called back and then went to Bradford.
Yeah, he's gone. I think that's mainly to do with the Blackpool ownership, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think so.
The Oystons are a bit.
You don't want to be in a toxic club.
No, it's much better because Bradford are on a bit of an upswing at the moment. They
are in the relegation zone, aren't they?
Yeah, well, no, they've just climbed out of it. They were bottom, like dead bottom of the league they were like Macclesfield. They were dead bottom. But they're just about to. I think they've just climbed out of it. Or
let's have a look. No, they're second from bottom, and
fair enough.
4 points from safety.
Last time I checked it a few games ago, and I think they were one place above the relegation zones.
Yeah.
They might have dropped off again, but
I mean, it'll be great experience for him trying to keep a club up in.
As a defender,
division.
yeah, you don't get more experience than when you're in a club in the relegation zone, because players are coming at you constantly trying to score.
Yeah.
So
now he's close to home as well. I guess he can still use Leeds United's facilities.
Plus, he can say that he can say he scored against Arsenal, which is before the age of 20, which is pretty good.
Oh, he did. Arsenal away, live on its season for Blackpool.
Yeah, in the cup, banging header off a corner.
Yeah, really good header. But he's doing well. But transfers. Let's talk about transfers. So we've already brought one in, a goalkeeper. Well needed, I felt. As I said earlier, Peacock Fowler, the only senior goalkeeper we had at a club.
You should ideally have three options for goalkeeper, but two will do. You can't have one, because if he gets injured, then we're stuck with the development squad.
Well, we've only had two really for the past few years. Last season, Rieveld and Lonergan. One ideal, and then Peacock Fowler came up. I guess we always had that third there. I guess we have Will Huffer, who's of course made a senior appearance so far. So I guess we have Will Huffer there as a third choice goalkeeper, but definitely needed. Kiko Casilla, 32 years old, from Real Madrid, which is just mental. I couldn't believe I was reading that in the same sentence. Leeds United have signed a Real Madrid player. Just unbelievable, really.
I'd just like to say, because I have called him a lot of names over the last 12 months. Thank you to Victor Rota, because apparently he was instrumental in signing Casilla.
He would have been massive.
He was also instrumental in signing Bamford from Borough. He appears to be working very hard to make decent signings, and although his transfer strategy last year was bad, because it was just sign as many players as possible for quite cheap and hope they develop into great players, he's really turned it around. You got to admit when you're wrong, and he's done a good job for Leeds this year, and I don't think he gets enough credit. I think Bielsa, although I'm sure the Bielsa factor, people do want to play for him, but I don't think Orta gets enough credit for because he went to Madrid to sign Casilla. He went to speak to him in person.
Yeah.
So I don't think he gets enough credit for the fact that he convinces these players to sign for Leeds. He convinced a Real Madrid I think he was number 3 when he left, but he was number 2 for a long time, to come join Leeds United in the Championship, which is no mean feat, because no one wants to play in this league. No offence to the league.
But when you're at Real Madrid in La Liga, to be able to drop down to the Championship, it's going to take some negotiating.
I think the way Orta will have done it will be to say to him, basically, you're not going to play first team football for Real Madrid again, most likely. You're going to be in the Cup and things like that. Whereas if you come to Leeds, we've got a great chance of going up, and you could play in the Premier League, and you will be starting every week.
Yeah.
And who's going to turn down a challenge like that when they're 32, they're in the prime as a goalkeeper,
and you just want to play football?
You want to go out, not go out, but you want to spend the prime of your career doing something worthwhile, achieving something. And achieving Leeds United getting back into the Premier League is a good achievement. Yeah. No matter what people say, it's a good achievement.
Yeah, I mean, definite credit to Victor Orta and the club picking this one out. I mean, free transfer after buying out the rest of his contract, which ended in 2020. So really good pick out there. Great negotiating, great deal. Just a fantastic signing, really. Really good bit of business from Leeds United. Just a real statement of intent as well, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not as like a statement of intent as like buying Ronaldo as it goes, but it's a statement of intent in this league. Yeah, we're going to sign a goalkeeper. We're gonna shore up our back line, and we're going to make sure that we concede fewer set pieces, because we have been conceding set pieces with Bailey Pickford. Although in the Stoke game he did make a good save of a set piece.
Yeah, from a free kick.
Yeah, from I think it was taking the shot.
It was Charlie Adam.
It wasn't Charlie Adam. It would.
I don't know. But
that's irrelevant. Anyway, yeah, it is a good statement of intent, and it's for this league. He will be. I think he'll be superb.
Yeah.
Although we've said that with players in the past, and they've not been brilliant. Some players don't adapt well, but I really, really hope he comes here and he has a blinding half season, and we comfortably get back to the Premier League.
Yeah. Because
there's only 18 games to go.
Yeah.
This is a real opportunity. I really hope we don't throw this away.
Yeah, I really hope we don't throw it away either. But I mean, yeah, Kiko is a great signing, and yeah, it was just a really good signing from Leeds United. Really good pick out. A lot of credit to him. Statement of intent. A lot of Leeds United fans can calm down now, because I think we're going into January not being linked with many players. We're linked with a few goalkeepers. Rather Casilla than Tom Heaton. And
yeah, of course.
Rather him than Tom Heaton and Johan and all that. Kiko Casilla is a fifth best goalkeeper in Spain, according to Guillem Balaguer.
He's he knows everything about Spanish football, so he's a good journalist.
Yeah, very good, well-respected journalist, Guillem Balaguer, so you can go off what he says. But yeah, that's Kiko Casilla signing. Linked with a 21-year-old Welsh winger as well, Daniel James, currently playing for Swansea City. Is he the sort of player we need, though? I don't think he is.
I disagree with you there. I think it's exactly the sort of player we need. Yeah. I think with the amount of times we're crossing balls in the box and we're trying to get down the wings, I think a fast, pacey winger with an end product is exactly the player we need. Yep. And you can tell by how annoyed the Swansea fans are that we're trying to sign him, that he's not a bad player. They want to keep him because he's good, because he makes impact. He runs on beyond the back line, he hangs on the last shoulder, and we need players like him to punish. Because a lot of fullbacks in this league are slow and old and kind of journeymen, and if we got Clark and James on the wings punishing their lack of pace, I think we'll get some joy.
I just feel as though we need someone a bit more experienced, a bit more versatile, can play attacking midfield as well, and just someone to go straight into that first team, really, replace Jack Harrison in the first team.
Yeah, I do think, though, the club are trying to sign players they think will fit into the Premier League, and if they think he's got the potential to play in the Premier League, and he's only going to get better under
Definitely has potential. 21 years old as well, got massive career ahead of him.
He's a perfect player to pick to kind of get better under Bielsa, because Bielsa's only going to make him better.
Yeah.
And he could be a really good player. Maybe not in the Premier League now, but in a couple of years' time, when he's got a bit of experience, when he's 23, 24, he could be a proper player in the Prem if we're there.
And I guess he's not bad at playing for Swansea City, and he's made an appearance for the Wales national team that's managed by Ryan Giggs, so that says quite a lot. Ryan Giggs, a left winger himself, so yeah, I guess it'd be a good signing. I mean, I'd definitely take it. We need a winger, I feel. Who else do you think we need? Do you think we need anyone else?
I think we need an attacking midfielder. I do. I think Click has dropped off in recent weeks, and I think we need a little bit more. Click kind of hesitated to shoot a lot more now. I think we need someone who's going to have a few more pot shots, and it also got a bit of pace and a bit of creativity about him, and a bit more trickery, a bit like a kind of a Samuel Saiz type figure with a better end product shooting wise and a better attitude. That's what I want.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, with Samuel Saiz, he's gone. He's at Getafe, never going to play for Leeds again, I don't think, even though he is only on loan. Lewis Baker being recalled back to Chelsea and going to Reading. So we're really short in that area. Of course, we've got Izzy Brown to come back, but who knows? He could get re-injured and be out for even longer. So yeah, definitely an attacking midfielder I'd say he's needed. Definitely short in that area. But if we just sign Kiko Casilla and Daniel James, I'd be happy with that as a window. Don't know about you. Would you be happy with that?
I'd be happy the players sign. I want one more after that, but I wouldn't be annoyed if we didn't get one more after that.
It is the 23rd though. I
don't want to be greedy.
We've only got 8 days left of January, so
I think we can seal that. We can get a loan deal in 8 days.
Yeah,
there's no reason we can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely should look at it. But now let's look ahead to Leeds United's next game. this Saturday. They take on Rotherham United at the New York Stadium. Still don't know why it's called the New York Stadium. Yorkshire Derby, of course, as well. And after the loss at Stoke, it's a massive game, isn't it?
It's a very, very good opportunity because Norwich and Sheffield United are playing each other at the weekend. The second and third are playing each other, and we're playing a team down the bottom who will likely be in a relegation fight. We have to get 3 points out of this game by any means necessary.
Well, they are in a relegation fight. You know, Rotherham, the 21st, 2 points above the playoffs. Lost their past 2 championship games, 3 in all competitions, if you want to include that 7-0 hammering away at Manchester City in the FA Cup.
Everyone gets hammered by Man City in the FA Cup or the EFL Cup, though, don't they?
I mean, you look at Burton, they lost 9-0.
And they've still got a second leg to play.
Yeah, kind of feel sorry for them. But in the last game, they lost 4-2 at home against Brentford. So it's a game that you'd expect Leeds United to win, really, wouldn't you?
I don't like saying I expect us to beat anybody. I expect us to compete better than we did against Stoke. I expect us to turn up more, not look so leggy and so... Because we had a week before that Stoke game, and Stoke played in the Cup in between that time, and we looked more tired than they did, which was confusing to me.
Yeah,
I want us to turn up. I want us to put in a good performance, and I think if we do that, we'll, and especially in the first half, we'll turn them over. Yeah. If we get an early goal, first 20 minutes, we'll turn them over.
Well, we need to really. We can't draw or lose this game. We need to come out and tell everyone, yeah, we are still a good team. I mean, because that Stoke loss, that were 4 losses in our past 5 games, 3 losses.
Although one of them's a cup game, I don't really count cup games. So that
3 losses in our past 4 championship games.
It's not a good.
It's not promotion form. It's not good enough form.
It's not good enough. No, but of all times to have the slump, I'd rather have it now than have it in March or April.
Yeah,
I think every top team in every league, like Manchester City had a slump and now they're back on form. Every team, Liverpool haven't had their slump yet, but it will come at some point.
Yeah.
Every team has a slump at some point. If we can just win this and hope that Sheffield United and Norwich draw, we go back to being 3 or 4 points clear. It's all right. And then once we get them and Borough and West Brom out of the way, we've got some, I won't say easier games, we've got some games we can probably control more after that. And then we can sort of calm down a bit and then sort of ease our way towards the finish line instead of trying to... Cause we seem to panic a little bit when we're in these games we need to win. We seem to be trying to force things which aren't going to come off, trying to expect too much of... The players are expecting too much of each other, whereas if you just try the simple passes, just try and play through the channels, build up a bit more... Not more slowly, but wait till everyone's up before you start building up. Get everyone forward, then we'll score more goals. If we're trying to score a goal with Roof in the box against 4 defenders with Alioski whipping a ball in, it's never going to happen, ever.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened against Stoke. We need to just be a bit more patient with the build-up, get more people in the box, and we'll be all right. Yeah,
I totally agree with you. And like I say as well, I'd rather have a slump now than rather be out of form towards the end of the season. But it's still a massive game though. We still kind of need to win. We don't want to go on to lose. Don't want to lose anymore. We need 3 points. I mean, whatever happens this weekend, we will remain in the top 2. Of course, we're top of the league now, 1 point ahead of second place Norwich, then 4 points ahead of West Brom, who are in third, and then Sheffield United, who are in fourth. So whatever happens this weekend, we will be in the top 2. But I'd rather say top of the league. I like being top of the league.
Everyone likes being top of the league.
Yeah, and with Norwich and Sheffield United playing on Saturday, I mean, you alluded to it. What result would you take from that? What would be ideal?
I've something like a 1-1 or a 2-2. I expect it to be a 2-2.
You'd want to draw?
I want to draw, yeah. You always want people around you to draw. You're probably going to say you want Sheffield United to win, aren't you?
No, I want Norwich to win so we can claw even further away from the third place.
That's a point, but
that's what I wanted in the...
But I don't want Norwich to be so neck and neck with us. I want us to be comfortably above everyone else.
I'm not bothered about winning the league. If we get top 2, if we get second, I'll be happy. That's what I wanted in the West Brom Norwich game. I wanted Norwich to win that one. Of course, they drew. It's great because we didn't want West Brom to win at all. But I'd rather Norwich win these, pull further away from third, because that makes us pull further away from third. If you get what I mean, that's what I want. I want Norwich to beat Sheffield United because I just want to claw further away from third place, so we're not having to worry about dropping into those playoffs.
That's a point, but I like it when all the teams around us are dropping points. The only way to achieve that is a draw.
Yeah. That's fair enough, really. West Brom, they are away at Brighton in the FA Cup, so we don't have to worry about them in the Championship and gaining any points.
They've already played, haven't they?
They played on Monday. I think that was just I still think they'll have a game in hand after this weekend.
Yeah, possibly.
But yeah, they won on Monday, 2-0 away at Bolton, was it?
Yeah, although to be fair, they weren't that dominant in that game. Bolton had a couple of good chances.
Yeah.
Sam Johnson made one particular save. I think it was from Clayton Donaldson, maybe, or Amiobi, who was on the edge of their 18-yard box, who blasted a pearler of a shot. That Johnson is a good goalkeeper, so he put it over. But
no shame not being dominant away at Bolton. We were exactly really great away at Bolton.
Yeah, that was just... Yeah, but I think the fact that the weather played a big part, because the weather was awful when we played Bolton. It was like, it's sleeting and raining, and it was cold and loads of wind. It was a proper championship game.
Yeah. I just want to say, West Brom took 900 fans to Bolton on Monday night. We took 2,500 to Tadcaster on Monday night. So
surprise, surprise, we have the best fans in the league.
Come on, I mean, West Brom's not that far. I mean, you fans who support Birmingham, Aston Villa, West Brom, you should be going to every single away game because you've got the easiest travel, you've got the shortest travel distance because you're in Midlands.
With the exception of possibly Middlesbrough, because that's miles away from West Brom. Yeah,
true. But yeah, I mean, Rotherham this weekend, it's the game that you expect Leeds United to win, and hopefully we do, so we can remain top of the league. But like I say, it won't be in that well because we will remain top 2 either way. But lineup, let's talk lineup, because of course Berardi, he's not going to be back for this game. Pontus is suspended. So who would you go with? Who would you stick in defence?
I would have Appelhelm in defence, definitely. I would have Ayling, Halm, Liam Cooper, and Barry. No, not Barry Douglas. He's injured. Alioski in defence.
Alioski's been really good at left back as well.
And then his crossing needs to get better, though. It really does. I like him. I like his endeavour. But if he's going to get forward along with Clark and along with Harrison, he needs to put better balls in.
Yeah.
I'd have Phillips back in the defensive midfield role. I'd have Forshaw push forward and Click drop to the bench. I still want to bring Click on at some point in the game because he will come. If he comes on later on in the game, he'll be better rested and he'll take advantage of some tired defenders and tired midfielders.
Yeah.
I'd have Clark and Harrison in the wings, Hernandez in the cam role, and Roof up front.
Yeah, I'd got to agree with that. I'd want that lineup, but you just know. I mean, Calvin Phillips is going to be back for this game. His 3-match suspension will be over. But you just know that Bielsa's just going to stick Calvin Phillips in centre back, don't you? Yeah,
you know that, and we're going to suffer from high balls again, which is going to annoy me. But
yeah.
We're just going to have to get through it. It's one of them games that you just have to get through. We've got to get through Rotherham. We've just got to put them to bed, and then we can focus on more important games. Because with all respect to Rotherham, the Norwich and Borough and West Brom games are more important.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that clip of Steve Evans saying, "Would Bielsa know how to go to Rotherham United on the?"
I'm not looking forward to that because if we lose, it'll be all over the place.
If we lose, it'll be awful. But if we win, it'll be funny to watch.
Yeah, it'll be hilarious.
Finally, score predictions.
You see, before Stoke, I'd have said 2-0 Leeds. But now I'm thinking, I think we'll still win, but I think they'll score, which is going to probably have a set piece, which will irritate me. So 2-1.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 to Leeds United.
Yorkshire Derby, they're always tough.
Yeah, they are always tough, especially away at Rotherham. Yeah, 2-1 to Leeds United, and we need to win when we got Norwich at home, Middlesbrough away, and Swansea City at home. Our next 3 games, massive 3 games now. So
season deciding 3 games, in my opinion.
So let's get a win and let's carry on momentum, carry a bit of form into those 3 important games. But that brings us to the end of this podcast. Thank you very much to everyone who's been watching and listening and downloading and liking and everything. Really do appreciate it, and sharing. Charles, thank you very much for joining me as always.
Thank you very much, and thanks to everyone listening.
Yep, really do appreciate it. Don't forget to follow All Things Leeds across all of our social media pages. Subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already, if you are just listening straight from iTunes and SoundCloud and Spotify, wherever this podcast is going, really. I don't really know. Yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed. Hopefully you all share it as well. Get this podcast out there. Help us out. But yeah, I hope you all have a good one, and we'll see you next week. Yeah.
See you next week.
Yeah. See you next week. Oh, have a good one.